Oh, hello. We're starting the episode now.
Whoa, we're recording!
Holy snap. Guess who? We're the Chatmen. My name's Phil.
Oh, what's that? What's that? I think I hear a knock.
I see you knocking the wall.
We have a guest.
Oh my god.
Let's come on in.
Oh, hello. Look who it is. It's Kendall.
Hey, Kendall.
Hey, you guys. What are you doing in here?
Oh, hello.
How's the guestman void been? Because you've just been in limbo, waiting around.
It's been very depressing. I mean, I've always wanted to be on a radio show. I've always wanted to have a good buddies and get some tea or some energy drinks.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
I'm just gonna
pop that right during the show.
Sit there, sit around, tell some jokes.
Truman.
What are you drinking, Kendall? Real quick, since we've already mentioned it. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Mountain Dew brand Kickstart energy formula.
Get you some.
It's not get you some. It's you get you some heart attack not as quickly as Monster.
Those aren't too bad.
Right here. It's blue Mountain Dew in a green cup. And that's
the best combination there is. Today's episode brought to you by colors. Beautiful colors.
Orange, green, blue. It's beautiful.
Get you some.
Kendall, I can hear you smacking from here.
Only Phil can eat on this show. He has earned the privilege. I can't even eat on this show.
No, you can't. I just eat
sound effects.
I just eat crackers.
All right, so we're kind of changing things up to this episode.
Holy snap! It's double bonus feature.
Triple bonus. Woo!
Oh wow, Chatmen and movie review.
A Guessman review a movie night.
Yeah, and also Kendall's just right next to me. Last time we recorded, it was all three of us, separate in our own houses. Recording. We couldn't see each other, but now Truman is seeing me and Kendall in one room, and then in the next second half of this video, it will be me and Truman in one room seeing Kendall.
He'll be back in the void. The Guessman void.
Back to the void for you, Kendall.
It's fine. You guys will be there in my mind's eye through the miracle of radio.
All right.
But real quick, I got two things before we get into our movie discussion.
Oh, snap. Snap.
First of all, we hit a big milestone with the Chatmen. We got a subscriber that we haven't even met or known each other for years.
Except I was there. We were playing Blands the other day. Blands 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty fun game. That is Borderlands for those who cannot pronounce less than 3 syllables.
Scrubs.
And his name was Infinite Thoughts.
I'm looking right now, Phil. He is in game right now. While we're recording, Infinite Thoughts is playing Borderlands 2.
I wonder why. Probably because he likes that game.
Hey, Infinite Thoughts, we told you. We'd mention it on the show. Hey.
Yeah, so we told him to listen to our episode, and he listened to the whole thing as we played Borderlands with him. And then he subscribed. He was our 9th subscriber. So still not double digits, but we're just one away from being in the double digits. So yes, let's give ourselves a round of applause.
Good job, us.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's one thing.
I don't think I've subscribed yet.
Yeah, Kendall's not even subscribed.
Well,
hey, here's a joke, Kendall, or Truman.
Yeah.
You and mine. Actually, I think I am. So, which one of those is the sadder one? I'm not sure.
But Infinite Thoughts
I'm not subscribed to my own channel, or the fact that I am subscribed, and that figures into our very small number of subscribers. Whichever one of those is the sadder one, pick the other, and that's the truth.
Infinite Thoughts, we're really glad that you have subscribed to our channel. If you want to invite your friends, come over, listen.
And I think after we're done recording, we should all three just play Blands with Infinite Thoughts.
I'd be okay with that.
Okay.
So that's
so
one
he doesn't
thing.
know we're talking about him, and he won't when we're playing. But let me
I'll
just
know
tell
eventually.
you. Eventually, when this comes out.
All right. I feel like, Phil, I'm a depression man, because it's 2 episodes in a row that I need to report something.
Okay, let's hear Truman's news. We got to do the boop 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 boop.
No, that's the satellite signal, Phil.
I know, for the news.
No, that is the signal that is always happening all the time for the Chatmen to happen.
Oh, well then how come it didn't happen this time?
Well, because it's subconscious. I didn't want to do the same joke twice.
So
eventually
I did it this time.
We got dial-up.
Yeah. Okay. That is a old sound effect.
Yeah.
That is the new jingle.
Those of you who are born in 2000 or 2001
only
who are
90s kids
now.
Only 90s kids.
Yeah.
Anyway, Phil, sad news. A great artist died on May 12th. H.R. Geiger died. Which, if you don't know him, my God.
You don't know Aliens.
Aliens, he's got Academy Award for Special Effects. He's in the Science Fiction and Fantasy Hall of Fame.
He drew the whole entirety of H.P. Lovecraft's Necronomicon. That wasn't actually while H.P. Lovecraft was alive, but the one everybody just recognizes as the one that he was talking about that didn't exist at that time.
Mm-hmm. But he sadly passed away on the 12th. He had a fall, and he died to medical complications while he was in the hospital. So,
well, let me tell you something. I already thought he was dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
It seemed like he's been doing stuff for a long time, and I just thought...
Wasn't he only in his 60s? He wasn't that old, was he?
Good thing I didn't close out of this. He was born in the 40s, so he was 74 years old.
74?
74. All right, so sad news. We will sadly move on to not sad news.
Oh, cool. So we can happily move on to get out of the sadness.
We're sadly moving on to the happiness.
So, Phil, what's your favorite thing ever? It's dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs is one, yes.
Know what's a lot like dinosaurs?
I can name a few things.
Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Chickens.
Yes, very much.
Barney the dinosaur. He's a lot like a dinosaur.
No.
Okay.
No, he's not.
But Phil has a second. Probably in Phil's list of favorite things, dinosaurs is first, and a very close third. Godzilla.
Yeah. I am obsessed with Godzilla. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to get out my collection that you can't see right now, but you will hear the sound effects. You see. Crash. Scatter. Here are all my DVDs right here in my hands. There's a few more that fell on the floor. I have everything spanning from 1989 to...
You don't have the 50s?
Huh?
You don't have the 50 Godzilla?
Well, let me tell you something. 1989 movies all the way to current movies, which you might be like, oh, how many are there? Like 3?
No.
Fuck no. There's at least 10. Hold on. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And I got now, because I was planning on watching them. Yeah, 16 of those, and then I have the original 1954, both editions. We've got 1954 Gojira, and then 1956 Godzilla King of the Monsters, as it was aired in America, with Raymond Burr cut into every scene. And then I got Son of Godzilla, which is sucky, and you should never watch it.
Is it as bad as that one that came out in 90s?
Don Knotts in Godzilla. That's the movie.
I would watch it. I would watch Don Knotts in Godzilla.
just look at that. Look how...
You gotta explain it, Phil, because all
right, so you got the picture of a really, really he just looks like a pile of shit, Godzilla, with eyes. And then you got a praying mantis just flipping shit in the background, and then Barney the dinosaur, just with the friendliest features. He looks kind of like Gary Coleman, looking at these three normal people.
Godzilla has kind of a Gary Busey look going on, all cross-eyed and all crooked-toothed.
That Godzilla has really cartoon eyes.
So let me tell you guys, just look up Son of Godzilla. Let me see which DVD is this. 50th anniversary edition for the DVD video.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll find the picture of the cover of this, and you'll know how terrible it looks. But I'm just saying.
Buy it.
Yeah, buy it.
So here's the thing, Phil. Today,
So Godzilla, get you some.
Yeah.
Today I went to go buy some DVDs.
You're thinking it's a Christian movie. Till Zilla shows up in the background, and you're just like, whoa,
evolution.
I thought I was buying something for church, but I ended up buying something for Satan. Because it's so bad. What's that?
Because of the new Godzilla movie that is coming out in 2 days from us recording.
Actually, tomorrow.
1 day.
I thought it was on the 16th.
Yeah!
Midnight premiere tomorrow at 7.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
PM, yeah.
Anyway, new movie's coming out, so we've been getting a lot of Godzilla stuff at work. And I was like, hey, I've got a little spare cash. I'm going to go buy a Godzilla movie. I was going to get King Ghidorah, Destroy All Monsters or whatever, that good one. You know, the really good one.
This one?
With Gigan in it, right?
No, Gigan is in Godzilla vs. Gigan.
Okay.
And also Godzilla vs. Megalon. And, you might be thinking of Godzilla Final Wars.
That's probably the one I was going to get, yeah.
The one with the cool-looking...
Yeah. But anyway...
that I have.
We literally had a whole shelf of Godzilla movies come in.
That's awesome.
Went to work to get them. None. Well, I take that back. There is the Matthew Broderick Godzilla.
Wait, what do you mean none?
They're all... people bought them. They're gone.
Oh, jeez.
Our stock is out. We are out of...
Yeah!
Except for that really crappy Godzilla movie, you know.
I wish I could high five with you over the Chatmen, Truman.
Just touch the camera.
From your experience, does it seem like there might be a resurgence in the monster movie genre?
Here's the thing.
Pacific Rim
paved a little bit. People are like, this is pretty cool. If Godzilla it does as well as Pacific Rim, hopefully we will continue.
Better.
We'll continue to see more, because I would like to see a lot of the Godzilla monsters recreated in this new movie style.
Yeah, Gareth Edwards said that if this movie does really good, he's looking at making a Destroy All Monsters remake.
Yeah.
Which, Destroy All Monsters, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that is when the formula they've been using for Destroy All Monsters is you have him kill all the others, or just make him go against all the others, I guess, since King Ghidorah just got his ass handed to him by everybody. That movie was a misleading title. But basically, there's an island, Monster Island, in which all the military makes these force field shields to keep them contained on this island or whatever. And they break free somehow. They're all around the world. This is the formula that I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
They attack each, different areas of the world, and they'll show, specific scenes in which somebody's attacking New York, somebody's always attacking Paris, someone's always attacking Shanghai and Beijing and Tokyo and Osaka and something else. I don't fucking whatever. And they'll either all come together to fight in one area, or Godzilla, which in Godzilla Final Wars, which was a remake of Destroy All Monsters, that had a more suitable, he actually does go and destroy all the monsters one by one or whatever. So he'll go to each of those cities and just kill them all, one after the other. It was really, really entertaining. It was a lot more entertaining than Destroy All Monsters, which was good for its time. It's not that great now.
It's still kind of a staple, though, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
It still is one of the ones that stick out.
Yes.
It's got a lot of monsters in it.
Because for its time, that was a fucking lot of money that they had to spend on that. Basically, what it was, though, was King Ghidorah comes to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
There's Exilians, or what they were called something else, I think.
Fish head people.
Let's see if it says on the back of this. It doesn't. Oh well. Exilians was in Final Wars and something else, but some other alien race comes to Earth or whatever, and they bring King Ghidorah.
Mm-hmm.
In the new one, it was Gigan. In Final Wars, it was, and Monster X, who turns into a crazy new King Ghidorah design or whatever. But, whatever. and Destroy All Monsters, King Ghidorah comes, and then like all the Monster Island monsters just jump him. And Godzilla doesn't really do much to him. It's mostly Gorosaurus just kicking ass, just kangaroo kicking the fuck out of him. And then he gets on the ground and he just stomps him and shit. And Gorosaurus has never been seen again.
All right,
this was his only film appearance.
Yeah, well, in Godzilla movies, yeah. He was in like a King Kong movie or something.
I've got 2 questions I want to ask all 3 of us.
Okay.
I feel like the answers are probably going to be pretty similar for both questions. First question, we'll start with Kendall, then me, then Phil.
Okay.
Who's your favorite Godzilla monster? Besides, obviously, Godzilla, because he's awesome. Do you know, Kendall?
Kumonga.
Kumonga, the spider?
Yeah.
Why?
I like giant spiders. I just like their design.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Probably Jet Jaguar is my favorite. I love me some Jet Jaguar.
Yeah, that's probably why you like Pacific Rim so much and you're excited for the new Power Rangers movie.
Yeah.
Giant
Side note, they're making a Power Rangers reboot movie, and I think it's going to have potential.
Let me tell you.
It's going to suck so much.
For those of you who don't know, Jet Jaguar is a little mechanical man that a guy made just in his garage or something. Like, he just made him. He said, well, I made it so that he can change his size at will. If you've seen Ultraman, it's the same thing. The Jet Jaguar just grows in size and beats up all the other monsters while flashing, just wearing some, just styling red, yellow, and blue.
Yeah.
Just kicks them. He does karate. He seems out of place, but that's
knows
why
how
he's
to rock
awesome.
the primary colors.
Yeah, that's
hey,
right.
Kendall, I'm going to defend this Power Rangers movie to you and to the audience. Why I think it'll be a fun movie to go see. Not saying it's going to be the best movie, great movie. It can be cheesy as hell. I don't care about that. But if we could have Megazord battles that are like Pacific Rim quality in nature, I'd be all for that. I would go to a theater and watch that. But yeah, like dialogue, I don't care about that. We're just waiting for a bunch of robo ninjas to die to the Power Rangers kicking ass. And then big final climax of calling the Megazord together. Giant Transformer action. And punching the shit out of giant version of the monster.
Yep. Awesome. So you're wanting a good light show.
Yeah, no, I don't care at all about the story. I've never cared about Power Rangers' story. I just want something fun and awesome.
It's probably the same reason why anybody would go see the new Ninja Turtles movie. Starring Michael Bay as the Ninja Turtles.
All of them.
Shush.
Whoa. It's just a mask. Takes it off, Michael Bay.
Shush.
Let me tell you guys something. I am to Godzilla as Kendall is to Ninja Turtles.
So disappointed.
And I don't mean Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean the new movie Ninja Turtles. That's what Kendall.
Michael Bay's Ninja Turtles.
Kendall, you know they've changed their faces a little bit.
From the commercial?
After the trailer came out and people are just like, what are we watching?
They changed it?
I think I read that they've changed their faces to be less human looking, less Shrek looking.
Oh, that's nice.
Wait, that would have taken a lot of time. The trailer only came out like half a month ago, or a month ago even.
That's what I've read. I'm not going to go back it up right now.
Well, good.
Boring.
The only time that'd be acceptable is if there was one short 3-issue span that was like, I can't remember exactly what it was. It was like some crow demon or something was like supposed to be, I think it was like a representation of death or something, and was following the turtles around. And the art style switched to a very dark, very gritty, Eastern sort of look. And it was they were really monstrous, but they still had their same personalities. Maybe if they would have went with something like that to show, like, if you saw a giant mutant turtle, what would it look like? I could imagine that they had in the comics rather than what they show, rather than Shrek.
Well,
as you put it.
My favorite Godzilla monster.
Good job, Phil. Nice segue back into our original.
Yeah.
Well,
my favorite Godzilla monster is Gigan.
Oh, yeah?
Because when I think of monsters, like Godzilla, you look at him and you're like, what the fuck is that supposed to be? I think that's a good thing. When they tried in the original movie to say it's some dinosaur that must have survived millions of years in an ice capsule,
Captain America. Captain America.
Oh yeah, and that was in millions of years though. Anyway,
felt like a million years.
And it was some marine reptile, just crossed together with the Jurassic bipedal dinosaur like the Allosaurus, 15,000 years ago, which is not how long ago the Jurassic period was. First of all,
Phil, that's wrong. I've read the Bible.
Oh. Well, I can't argue with that.
You're closer to 6,000.
Son of Godzilla. Anyway,
Phil, 15,000 years ago was like a million years ago. That was so long ago.
Wait, no, it's 15 million. They said that he survived for 15 million years. 65 million years was the Cretaceous period. They said the Jurassic period, 15 million years ago. Excuse me.
That's like a million years ago.
I was just like, that's wrong. That's not a thing. That's not. But anyway, it's not. Lost my train of thought. So Godzilla, I like it better when they're just like, we don't know what the
monster
fuck that is. Like, it's just a monster. Like, we bombed. Next thing we know, we bombed. We did nuclear testing. Next thing we know, there's all these crazy things running about. We don't know where the hell they're coming from. I think that's more awesome. It's more honest. How do I put this? It seems more realistic to not give an explanation than try your hardest to give one and just fail at it, which I think is what they did at Man of Steel, saying Superman's superpowers. That's another topic. Anyway, so that being said, you look at Godzilla. What the fuck is that supposed to be? I see some aspects of an alligator, a shark, Stegosaurus, a Tyrannosaurus, just all these aspects, an iguanodon, whatever, and I'm just like, and they said that they're basing his personality off Komodo dragons and grizzly bears and stuff. They're looking at how animals behave and, basing that off that. I'm like, well, that's really clever or whatever. And then I look at Humunga, for example, and I'm just like, oh, it's just a spider. It's whatever. Or I might look at Jet Jaguar, even though that's not really a monster. That's just
he is a monsterly awesome guy.
A monstrously awesome guy. Or I might look at Mothra or something. I'm just like, come on. But Gigan, what the hell is that supposed to be? You don't know. You have no idea.
It's a robot chicken.
Yeah. Well, no.
I've watched Robot Chicken. It's a pretty good show.
No feathers. I mean, like, you can look at the beak structure and you might think chicken just straight off the bat.
And you can look at the talons.
There's no talons.
And the wings.
There's no wings.
Chainsaws.
Yeah, it just has.
And the frill.
There's no. What frill? What are you talking about? Chickens don't have frills. Frill.
Roosters. The
combs.
Combs. Yeah.
Those are combs. It doesn't have a comb. It has a spike. But anyway, as I was saying, it's like it has like a Cyclops from X-Men, visor thing that goes around. It has like a big old metal beak, some like insectoid pinchers or mandibles on the sides of its beak. It has like just a mohawk of spice going all the way from its head to its tail.
Yeah.
It has big old knives for hands.
Or chainsaws.
Arms, yeah, or chainsaws. In the new movie, he gets upgraded to chainsaws. He has 3 dorsal fins. You think one's enough for fish and stuff. Nah, he has 3. He uses them to fly around anti-gravity style. Just whenever he pleases, just flies. And he has big old knives for feet, too. And that is why Gigan... Oh, yeah, and he has a chainsaw for chest. There's another thing. He has a buzzsaw for chest.
Can I just throw in one real quick thing I found from Kaiju Wiki?
Okay.
Gigan is a chicken-like alien cyborg.
So
Proof. Proved.
Yeah.
Proved.
It was on the internet.
I mean, I look at him and I think chicken as well, but I mean, you can't just look at him and be like, oh, that probably is a chicken, because he's definitely not. There's nothing bird-like about him. You wouldn't look at him and assume that he's a chicken origin as you would look at Kumonga and know that that's a spider. Mm-hmm. That's my point.
Okay, so I said I had 2 questions. Second question, see if I can say this well. If we went and saw this new Godzilla movie, and just surprise, there's a monster that you didn't know was going to be in there. It's not going to be the main villain. It's just going to be like a one-off, like, hey guys, here's this guy that you know, shows up for a second, real quick fight, and then we move on to the actual villain. Which Godzilla monster would you want to show up as a one-off in this new movie?
And thus end the chances of him being in the sequel?
Yeah, and he won't be a main villain because he's been a one-off in this
movie. So he dies. So he dies in this movie. So
yeah, so since Gigan's your favorite, I know you probably don't want Gigan to be a one-off.
Okay.
Mine. I'd probably want Anguirus to show up, just real quick.
I wouldn't want him to be a one-off, though. I'd want him to be like...
He could have potential.
Okay.
I'd want Anguirus to be Godzilla's tag team ally, like he is in the other.
Okay, yeah, I guess you're right.
Even though his role is kind of physically impossible, but yeah. Fantasy. I think Biollante.
Maybe Biollante.
He's kind of...
But that's not a classic, like...
We're talking classic?
It's just a monster that's in the Godzilla canon, is my question.
Yeah, but Gareth Edwards is like focusing on like the old ones, so I would try to make some reels. Maybe... See, that's when I would say... I wouldn't say Kimonga.
You wouldn't say that? Well, I was going to say, because it's just... Kimonga's never really had a...
Yeah.
No, it's not really a strong monster, so I mean, it'd just be more like... How could you represent this giant spider? What kind of design could you throw in? Throw in some eye candy for it? Since it's not really going to be a big challenge anyway, just kind of have it as something to
The new monsters are based on Kimonga and Kamacuras, though, as it is.
The new one in this film?
Yeah. There are like two or three new ones that are Mutos, as they call them.
So they're not specific monsters.
Godzilla fights three different things, I think. 3 or 2.
One of them being Bryan Cranston.
Right.
They soup him up Hulk style.
Jet Jaguar style.
He's like, say my name, and then he punched Godzilla in the mouth.
Stone Age.
And then Godzilla's like, my jaw, I can't even say anybody's name now, because you punched me right in the jaw, you jerk.
I think, oh my god, I almost said Mothra.
Oh, man.
I'm thinking, but I'd hate that, because, the new Godzilla movie, they're making everything look all mutated and not just like an animal, a big animal. I think those are like the worst Godzilla monsters.
I've never liked Mothra, though. I'd be totally okay with him being a one-off.
Why? He's probably the second... Sorry.
She?
Well, she is probably the second biggest monster in the entire...
I don't
series.
But I don't want Mothra. Like, I don't want that to be a thing in the movie.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see...
She's a good monster.
But there's a lot of fans out there of Mothra who, if she was a one-off, they'd be like, might as well not have her to begin with. Mm-hmm. And also, as I was just saying, the new monsters are like, they make them look all mutated and you don't know their origin. Well, and I think that's what... Maybe Baragon. I think Baragon.
Which one was that again? I'm sorry.
The one with the floppy ears and the horn on its head, and
yeah, I'd be okay with that.
The gremlin.
Yeah, it sounds adorable when it roars.
Gizmo. Was he a villain though?
No, but I mean,
you just said it's a one-off.
But I mean, like, what do you mean? Was he a villain? They're monsters, for fuck's sake.
No, but I mean,
sometimes
there's some that are tradition. They're classified as which one are you rooting for?
Yeah, we always.
Well, I mean, in Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, which is this one right here, Godzilla fights King Ghidorah, Mothra, and Baragon, and they're all three technically the good guys. But I mean, it's King Ghidorah, for fuck's sake, and in all the other ones, he's an alien that's trying to destroy the world. But not in this one. It doesn't matter. It depends on what Godzilla movies you're looking at. But Baragon, I think, would be a good, suitable one-off for that movie. I think that would be a good choice. Either Baragon or Varan. Varan, whatever his name is. He's like a flying squirrel gecko thing with a mohawk of spikes with web from his wrists to his ankles.
I'm just hoping in the future there'll be a Godzilla sequel with a smog monster, and it could be a big PSA about global warming and how we're killing the environment.
Yep.
We've only got 500 days left till the world's destroyed.
Huh? Well,
according to Drudge Report, France is telling us that we only have 500 days.
As long as we make it to Back to the Future date, then we're fine.
We'll be safe. What is that, 1999?
No. They go to 2015.
Oh, wait. In 19...
Back to the Future 2, they go to 2015.
Okay. Never mind.
So that's a fact. We're going to survive until 2015. After that, we don't know, but fact. All right, Phil. I told you critics are starting to review this new Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
You wanna guess ballpark what the percentage is?
Okay, let me see.
It's got a 5 in it.
95%.
No.
85%.
There you go. It's got an 85 from critics right now. I mean we're still
on Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
Critics have given it an 85. Since fans can't see it yet, 98% of people want to see it though. That's good.
Yeah.
So that is very nice to hear that critics are at least saying, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it. Putting that in perspective, Frozen only has like an
pretty
89.
good or great?
What?
That seems like a great to me.
Because in my mind, when you go up the scales by tens, like say, in our minds, 70s are always like, because of the way we grew up with grades, 70s C's.
Yeah, but when you're a critic, 50 is where you start at being average because that's mathematically correct. Whereas in schools, they're always like, if you're not above average, you're nothing.
Oh, okay.
And
well, still 85 seems high enough to be a great instead of just an okay.
Yes.
But Truman was just saying pretty good because that's what he says when he's
pretty good. I'll read you 2 reviews right now, Phil, real quick. America's newest Godzilla is the feel-good movie of the year. Positive review.
Feel good.
David Edelstein from Vulture gave that review. That's a thing. I'm wondering what the human plot to this Godzilla movie is going to be now.
I know this is the extent of what I know. Bryan Cranston's wife gets radiation poisoning and she dies.
And he has to sell meth to pay for her chemo. And his 4 sons are always getting up to shenanigans.
And his son Aaron Taylor Johnson, who is Kick-Ass and also Quicksilver in the new Avengers movie, gets together with Scarlet Witch after Magneto keeps him in a cage, and then lets him loose as one of the Avengers, as both of the Avengers.
All right, Phil, one more review, because we'll probably read some more of these after we watch the movie.
Okay.
This may not exactly be the Godzilla I grew up with, but it's more than an acceptable upgrade.
That's pretty nice. Mm-hmm. You see, Godzilla, he has been needing... Like, there are definitely some movies in which he just seems a little bit too weak. Because they got him in rubber suits and they're trying to make him look as fearsome as possible. But they're also trying to, like, the guy's, like, having trouble moving around and stuff. So he just kind of, like, looks slow and lumbering. And sometimes when he gets knocked over, it's like, oh, it's hopeless. You can't get back up. And they have to, like, have some scenes of, like, cords lifting him up from his falling downs. And
so, Phil, you've heard me say this before, but Kendall, I kind of was hoping. I know this new Godzilla, like Phil said, they're basing his movements from bears and Komodo dragons and stuff. I wish the preliminary animation was motion captured from an actual guy stomping around with ankle weights on. So even though he's not a guy in a rubber suit, there's still like a human characteristic to his performance. You can slap all that animal stuff on top.
I think there are human characteristics as well, though.
Does there need to be?
I just think it'd be fun to kind of be like, hey, remember when Godzilla was a guy in a rubber suit? Well, he's a guy in a fancy new plastic suit that we made with our computer.
So still kind of being true to the method.
Yeah. I just think that'd be a cool little, like, good on you guys. That's awesome.
Well, didn't they, the guy who did, maybe I'm thinking of something else, the guy that did Gollum was doing something.
Star Wars?
Oh, was it Star Wars?
Star Wars. Listen to our last episode of the chat.
Yeah, just listen. You're talking about him being Yoda.
Talked about Andy Serkis already. All right. So, I only wanted to record for like half an hour or so before. So, for everybody listening to this at home, in the future time, It's going to sound like we just leave for 30 seconds and come back. Actually, Phil's going to see this movie. Phil's going to see this movie twice. Kendall and I are going to see this movie once, I assume, unless Kendall's going to go to the theater again.
You know I am.
Okay. So we're going to...
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to pause here at the intermission, and then 3 or 4 days later...
I'm going to go see this movie with Kendall tomorrow. Actually, today. What time is it?
It's 12:09 a.m., so technically today.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we're going to watch this movie as soon as it comes out in the IMAX. 5 to 6 days later, I'm going to stay with Truman for a little bit, and I'm going to watch the movie with him, and then we're going to call
IMAX.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Shots fired. This IMAX is better than that IMAX.
Oh, snap.
I love this IMAX.
I am maximally upset.
And on that pun...
Firing at each other.
I think that should be it.
All right.
Let's end on that pun.
Hey, Truman, see you in 30 seconds. Actually, 6 days. I'm going to see you in 6. And then Kendall. See you. We're going to enjoy this movie. But see you guys in just a little bit. Not really. Whoa.
And we're back.
Holy snap, it's been like 5 days. I've grown a beard, shaved a wig, grown another.
What are you talking about, Phil? It's been like 30 goddamn seconds.
You're right. By the way, I'm at, now I just teleported over to Truman's place. So now I have, wild cherry Pepsi.
Sponsor. A cool rush of cherry flavor.
Followed by the average...
Soothing embrace of delicious Pepsi Cola.
Get you some.
Get you some.
Oh, hey, Kendall.
Hey, Kendall, you're here too.
Oh, hey, yeah, I was here just 30 seconds ago.
Well, like we said, we all went and we saw Godzilla. Some of us.
Listen, more. Truman, I cannot hear Kendall with my earphones right now.
You can't?
No, I cannot. Try saying some more things.
Some more things.
Nothing.
Oh, we could do this couple style where we share a set of headphones.
Great.
Cute.
All right. Say some more things. Yep, I can.
That's bonding.
Gross.
Right, actually.
Freaking crap.
Okay.
I get tired of the hunt.
Phil and I are like a couple on the band bus.
Yeah.
Sharing our MP3 player.
Yeah, getting ear infections with each other.
iPod.
Yep.
Listening to Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Or Flight of the Conchords. Like
so you guys,
whoa!
You and Kendall went and saw this movie
without Truman and Tulsa, and we found somebody, found a third-party member who's also been a guestman before, just happened to be there, just chilling out. Add him to group call right now. Oh, it's Hayden.
See if he picks up.
Is he here?
Hello.
Holy snippity snaps!
Hey,
look
Hayden.
who it is. So
Hi.
We have a double guestman on the second
Guestman
half of the
extravaganza. Explosions everywhere. Pow, pow, pow.
Yo! Wow.
You mean 2 guests at once? I mean, it's like that movie we were just about to talk about.
Oh, wow.
With the 2 monsters at once.
Oh, snap.
I think first we need to... obviously, this movie came out within a week of this episode coming out. It's going to be spoiler territory from here on out.
So, listen up, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen up right now. You won't even have to see the movie.
You want to watch the movie, you should just pause right now and then come back to this episode after you're done watching the movie, because we're just going to be spoiling things left and right.
Or you can close your eyes and we'll just describe it so perfectly that you'll be able to picture it in your brain.
Yes.
Either way. But I thought we'd start with talk about the story.
Story of this movie.
Kendall, you want to go first? What were your impressions?
What did you like about the plot of this movie?
Are you still there, Kendall?
Kendall is not making sound.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, snap, here he is.
Okay.
Yes. I was trying to think through a jingle.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because I thought you guys should have more jingles. Jingles are nice.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and turn that TV off with Dan Gearis just on the floor, being bloody and stuff.
Anyway, Kendall, what'd you think of that story?
That story there, that was a good quality story.
Oh, yeah.
It all wrapped together, it all tied in nicely, and it wasn't up its own ass.
That's good. It wasn't like a Pacific Rim.
Whoa now, Pacific Rim.
It's a good freaking movie, but the story sucks.
I didn't watch Pacific Rim for the story.
Neither did I.
I think.
So
I don't think anyone did.
Had a little bit better plot.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's freaking awesome. That doesn't mean it's not a good movie. You go in there expecting something completely different, like Ryan and Jeremy did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they thought it was just going to be a monster extravaganza of nothing but explosions and stuff, and then they were just like, it didn't have much substance to it.
They went in with the mindset that we were watching another Pacific Rim, so it was going to be all action all the time. Let's just punch each other.
Right.
Not the way this movie works.
Yeah. So
they'll be happy with the Dinobots movie. They'll be happy with the Dinobots movie coming out later this month.
You'll get explosions in no story.
So, I have not watched much Breaking Bad. So, I'm still... Bryan Cranston, to me, will still be Hal from Malcolm in the Middle. So, that was a very drastic character change in this movie. What do you guys think? How did the Cran Man do?
He was Bryan Cranston.
I think he did fantastic. I really wanted to see him succeed, and then he died, and then it was...
Whoa, spoilers.
Kick-ass.
Whoa.
We already just said.
Yeah, I know.
Spoiler alert.
Giving a spoiler alarm.
Oh, snap.
But no, we were talking on the drive home that Bryan Cranston's character needed to be kind of eccentric, kind of a maniac, just a little bit all over the place. And who else are you gonna, hire to play that character? Bryan Cranston. I think they did a good job fitting him to the role.
Right.
It feels like he should have been there more.
Yeah, I'm a little... Like, Phil and I were also saying, like, we didn't really care about Ford getting back to his family.
Yeah,
His kid might as well have been a Muppet.
Yeah. He's kind of cute, though. I don't say that about many kids.
Yeah, he was... mostly because he didn't fucking cry all the time. He's like, okay.
Yeah.
He's like, good, that's a kid I can sympathize with, one that doesn't show any emotion. Good! That's the way kids should be.
Kids should be emotionless automatons. Go ahead.
Oh, no, it's just, I mean, I don't like stories with kids anyways. I think they're little bastards, but I mean, I don't see the fact that he was quiet as a positive factor. I just see it as just, he was there. There's nothing positive or negative about it. He was just a space filler.
Yeah, we were saying the same thing. We just thought he was cute anyway.
It's a positive that he wasn't distracting.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. He wasn't like Paul from Breaking Bad. I mean, Walker.
But when I was watching the story, I'm a little sad that it boiled into like, oh, Army Man's got to save the day, but he's got to find his family. I wish it was more of oh, this crazy madman scientist, he's got his wife died and he's gonna prove everything. He's gonna prove that he was right, and everything's gonna be better, and he's gonna get some closure for his wife dying.
Yeah.
Nope.
Switch that main character.
Hal, you were right.
Get closure. He didn't even get closure.
Yeah. Hal, you were right about monsters. Bye.
Yep, that was it.
Like they never told him. He just got out of that cell.
Yeah. He saw it for himself. He was like, "Oh God, I was right." Truman, real quick.
Yeah, but he never really got close
because I just feel it squishing around my ears.
Whatever.
Okay. So I can't hear you guys right now, so you can say all the horrible things about me, and I won't know until the podcast.
You took the thing out.
I didn't mean.
Bill, has a bad odor.
They're all saying things that I cannot hear, and I'm just gonna put this back in my ear. When I do put it in my ear, then I can hear, and then we can get on with the show.
Okay,
right,
so
here I am.
There was a moment that I felt was weird and not necessary in the story. Whenever Ford blew up all the babies with the fire explosion, after that, and Godzilla crashes down after tail whipping Muto number 1.
Is there another?
Nope.
Okay. No, never mind.
Godzilla falls down under that building, and there's that moment where Ford and Godzilla are standing face to face.
Yeah.
And
Godzilla just kind of looks at him, not with any sort of expression.
Yeah, I didn't know what the emotion of that scene was supposed to be, and it felt weird.
I think it was just Godzilla just noticing Ford was there and just not even thinking anything of him. I saw complete indifference in his face when he saw Ford. Oh, I just noticed there's a fucking person.
Really? Because I felt like there was a kinship in that moment.
I guess, but not strong enough for me to go.
I don't think he cares about the lives of people, and I think it was obvious by the way that he looked at Ford, because he didn't have any I think he was just passing out, and as he was passing out, he just noticed a person on the ground.
Oh, hey, there's a guy over there.
Yeah, just.
I think.
Well, I mean, go ahead.
What were you saying,
Hayden?
Yeah.
Well, I think that the way Godzilla looked at him, it was kind of there's this thing on the ground. This is what rules the earth. He's just seen what's on this earth now because he hasn't really seen him because he's been underwater for most of it.
Yeah, he's been gone for some.
But Godzilla's just looking. He just sees him and he's just kind of looking at him with some kind of a bit of curiosity. But it's mainly, I think it's supposed to be from Ford's point of view that he's seen this titanic beast has just been brought to its belly.
Yeah.
By these other titanic beasts, and it's mainly Ford seeing this colossal alpha predator, as he was called throughout the movie, just brought to his knees by these other creatures.
Right.
And I think it was supposed to be more. I think it was supposed to be more Ford and the audience seeing that Godzilla, who's portrayed as somewhat of a guardian of the Earth in a sense, not a friend, but more of a kind of a guardian force of nature. That they're seeing that. Oh man, I have no idea if the thing that we're trying to ride on as being our help is going to make it.
Yeah.
I think that was more of it was. Godzilla was more looked at him with a kind of a curiosity, oh, what is this thing? It's not as big as me. I probably can't eat it.
Yeah. I thought it was indifference.
Yeah, it was kind of a whatever.
All I'm saying is the tone and emotion of that scene, I wasn't sure what I was supposed to be feeling there.
I agree. But I think it is. I think what's the word for you not knowing what you're supposed to, inconclusiveness. I don't know.
Ambiguity.
Not ambiguity either. Whatever. Just the unsureness of that moment. I think is what you're supposed to be feeling.
I thought it was
because what is Godzilla? Is he a terror? A fucking monster that just wants to destroy things? Is he a guardian of Earth and humanity in the long run? Does he care about people in general, or does he just see them completely as, whatever? That fact that Ford just saw Godzilla make eye contact with him and you don't know what is going through his mind, I think that's the purpose, because you're not supposed to know, because it is a mystery.
I thought it was just supposed to parallel that they were both exhausted because Ford was grabbing his arms or one of his limbs as he was walking up at the same time. No, I don't know whether that's supposed to mean anything.
I think Truman was wondering what expression Godzilla was supposed to be making at that moment.
It was just music plus the camera direction. I was just confused on what is the scene actually contributing to the emotional curve of the movie?
Yeah.
What is this supposed to lead me into feeling about the scene? I saw, I was like, oh, that's a cool shot.
I think confusion is what you're supposed to be feeling, because it was a horror, and I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Anyway, I pretty much said it.
I'd agree that not confusion in general, but being unsure about how this is going to play out.
That's
uncertainty. Thank you. It's uncertainty. If you're not sure if Godzilla's a good guy, if he's a bad guy, if he's going to make it, if Ford's going to make it's supposed to be uncertain
what his
for like
intentions
everything.
are. You're not sure what his intentions are. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I think we can.
Yeah.
What's the next?
Oh, okay. I just want to know what, like, visually, the way the movie is presented, anybody's thoughts on, like, monster designs or anything like that.
Well, I think we can all agree that the opening scene of Godzilla was amazing. Just did the nice little stock flashback footage of, different things that were very reminiscent of the previous films. It was a nice little nod to, previous...
I leaned over to Phil while we're watching that scene, and I was thinking, like, I thought it would have been cool if maybe mixed in with all the actual, like, old black and white photos, if there was some, like, screenshots from old Godzilla movies. Not necessarily to be like, this is proof it happened, but more of just, like, an homage moment to what Godzilla used to be.
That would be cool if Final Wars didn't do it already.
Okay.
As a conclusion, as their 50th anniversary film.
I'm sorry.
Would this be
would be cool.
new origin?
It would be cool if all the other story wasn't rubber suits. It'd be cool if that was...
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Because that's the bad thing about that. Unless you just mean, like, the destruction of the buildings, and But if you want to see, like, Godzilla, it's going to be these rubber suits from 50s on.
Yeah. It wouldn't do good for it to stand on its own.
What if it was like a 70s tabloid magazine photo?
Oh, that's fine.
That's
fine.
It's like
that's actually, I agree with you there. That should have been the thing. Not really. Anyway,
I just think it would have been a nice little, like, nod at the fans. Hey, look at this.
I think they gave enough nod.
No nods.
None.
0 nods out of 10.
That's the rating of this movie. No nods.
The reason you watch Godzilla movies is for the monsters. How about the monsters?
Monsters. There you go.
What'd you guys think of them?
I thought Godzilla looked fantastic.
Let's talk about the Mutos first, and then we'll go into Godzilla.
The Mutos. I thought they had weird stapler heads, or staple remover heads.
Yeah. As they're all.
The stapler removers for heads. Yeah. I didn't notice that, but yeah, I get that.
I did. I was like, man, these things are going to eat some big staples. But
that's what they were doing.
I thought they were interesting. I don't think they were very memorable. I thought they looked kind of like stock monstery.
I think that's fine, because it is a Godzilla
for this,
origin story.
Yeah, for this movie, I think it's fine because they didn't have the rights to any of the real monsters, and Toho was kind of holding back. Right. So I think it's fine to kind of go the whole Hollywood stock monster kind of way, and I think it actually worked for this.
Yeah, me too.
Movie.
One of them was just Megaguirus, and the other one was the Cloverfield monster. I think that's what felt. That's what they look like to me.
Yeah, I got a very Cloverfield effect from it.
Yeah,
I got a very Cloverfield feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then because the same like limb appendage thing with like the two little ones in the abdomen that don't aid in the walking. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Everything looked like Cloverfield on the female, and then the male looked just. It was a dragonfly thing, looked like Megaguirus.
See, I got this when the male is first hatching. I don't know how to explain the feeling, but it was kind of this. I don't like bugs, and I was getting the same kind of feeling when I'm around bugs when I was watching this thing hatch out, because male Muto kind of had this cockroachy feel to him, especially with his wings folded up. He had that body shape. And
they're parasites. They're parasites, so it makes sense to look like bugs.
But I think it was really cool that kind of feeling was welling up inside of me somewhere
from a giant monster, rather than just like
watching a giant monster hatch out of a giant fluorescent egg.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
I think that's cool too. That gave you that feeling.
Yeah.
Didn't give me that feeling, but
Kendall, you got any words on the Mutos?
I don't feel like they are stock, but I felt like their design could stand on its own.
Yeah.
Just the fact that there were two variations of it alone.
Yeah, I think it
helped it out a lot.
Like they had the same feel to Orga to them to me.
That's kind of what I was thinking, but
the flat,
I liked it because I also should say I like that it wasn't an alien story because I was talking with my brother the other day about that, and he is of the opinion that most of the alien stories, or where most of the monsters come from aliens, are really stupid and they should just not be done. I liked how it played out, almost like an enjoyable, big budget documentary, like nature documentary.
I think if the monsters come from space, that's a little different from them coming from aliens. Because if a whole civilization of species controls a monster, I think that's pretty stupid. Monsters from space, I think, are fine.
I like the idea. Well, that, but I mean, not under, like you said, not under
I got you.
Influence.
It gives a really sinister feel that these things have been in the bowels of the planet. Forever.
Yeah.
Well, that also goes into your mind of, okay, what else is lurking down there, and it gets your imagination going of, if these are only two of the creatures that we've seen, and we see how biodiversity is nowadays. Imagine how it would have been back then.
And the thing that brings it home is, in reality, we don't fucking know what's at the bottom of the ocean. So that just makes it even that more realistic, despite the fact that, of course, nothing that big could sustain itself. But when they just present that as a premise in the film, I thought that was, I could roll with it. I thought that was fine.
Well, hell, that's always been my inspiration for if I ever want to do anything in a career. I've always wanted to go to the deep ocean, just because it is one of the last mysterious places there is left on the planet. Yeah. Then all the real monsters lived in there, but that's not what I was going to go for.
Fuck that shit.
He's like, nope.
Nope.
What I was trying to say was I liked
the tallest mountain away from all that garbage.
My favorite scene for the Mutos was when they nuzzled each other.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that scene.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. I was going to bring this up because, Phil, before the movie, we were talking about how the Sinister Six movie and Maleficent, and how you don't know how they're going to make you feel sympathy for the villain. Did that scene make you feel sympathy for these villains?
Yeah. I thought that was adorable.
Yeah, because they
were animals. Because that's all they are. They were animals. When they came up there and they really care about their young and stuff, you only feel you can feel sympathy for the things that they're doing. You know that you got to get rid of them because else humanity is going to be extinct for good if they're just running rampant all over the place and if they multiply. But that moment where one of them presents the nuke to the other one and they just nuzzle each other and they're about whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, that is kind of adorable.
Yeah. In comparison to Pacific Rim, from the get-go, we know those monsters are here to just wreck shit because they're villains. In Godzilla, it's oh crap, we got raccoons in the trash again. We gotta get rid of them.
Gotta get out that shotgun. Damn it.
Yeah, it was just.
They're eating the trash.
Except the raccoons are super giant raccoons that you can't kill. So you got to get out your giant Doberman to go and kill them for you. But
it's not even your Doberman. It's just a wild one that roams the streets.
Yeah. It's a rabid. Yeah, it's not even yours. It's
he hears rustling trash cans and comes out the alley.
A rabid wild Doberman that only has a hunger for raccoons.
That's how it fix the balance of nature.
Yep. All right, so Phil, I know when you watched Man of Steel, you had a problem with them being it's science, so it makes sense.
No. It was the explanation, the over explanation with explanations that don't make sense.
So
there's in Godzilla, they say this is a thing. Giant monsters have they feed on radiation. They live in the core of the planet where we can't observe them.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since we've been using radioactive stuffs, that has given them the influence, the what's the word I'm looking for? The objective. I don't fucking know the word I'm looking for, but it has given them a reason to come to the surface and feed on that because it's easier access.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. And that's kind of all they
said. And then
they
just left it at that.
They left it at that. They didn't say anything about, I don't know. I know in the other American Godzilla remake, they were saying, well, just Fallout landed on an iguana nest and iguanas mutated. They have a thirst for fish now. They like eating fish and also...
That's a lot of fish.
Yeah. Also, they sprouted hips, and they look like allosauri. And that's what radiation does to iguanas. There you go.
Science.
It's just, it would be better if they just said, we don't fucking know. It just kind of came out of nowhere. And as I said at the first half of this episode, I was hoping that they kept it a secret. But they did pretty much leave it kind of mysterious.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't... They did give an explanation, which I wasn't expecting would work.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was too bad.
They presented it as, here's what we know, and here's the predictions we can make based on that. That's what we're going with.
Yeah, and I thought that was good. So
it was very, here's what we know, but what we know isn't a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think they did that well. That they did good at being able to. They knew something about it.
Right. And I'm going to be honest. I didn't know they were going to be able to pull like anything like that off. I thought that they had to leave it all in mystery, or else it wouldn't work at all. But no, they totally pulled it off. I wasn't expecting that, like giving an explanation.
So with the mystery kaiju.
Yeah. Luffy line. Oh shit.
But I was going to, because we're supposed to be talking about the cinematography of this right now.
Well, it's just general presentation.
Yeah, he said plot first, and then he like switched over to visuals on accident, and then came back.
Oh no, whatever.
Well, I want to talk about. I'm going to say something about the visuals real quick.
Okay.
I honestly love the fact that like the first like 2 or 3 fights we only got to see like through a news report on a television or like from inside the train car. Like we didn't see it, but everyone see it like going like, oh, what is going on? And then I actually love that. It was a great way. It was a great way to kind of go, when are we going to see it? And then when we finally did see it outright, it felt much better.
Right, because one of the because one of the monsters didn't die, I didn't feel like I missed out on anything. So, if one of those monsters died in the process of like a news channel like thing, I would have totally felt like I missed out on the fight. But no, when it finally came down to it, and we saw the whole thing, like the whole final fight, I thought that was fun. So anyway.
I actually have a Reddit comment that deals with this a bit. I was searching for Reddit while we were getting ready to record. This guy, username The Grim Grimoire, he said, by the last 30 minutes, I was practically begging in my head to see Godzilla appear again on the screen. I just couldn't get enough. If I saw too much of him, I don't think I would have wanted to see him fight things, or do things like roar and walk around so badly. But boy, did they do a great job of satisfying the mind once he was on screen for good. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. They essentially made us crave Godzilla by the time he actually showed up, rather than make us go, It's rare for me to watch a movie and go, I want more, but they did that. So by the time it came to the conclusion, it worked along with my enhanced
want to witness him. So everything he did seemed like I would have to cherish to see, and it ultimately heightened the impact of the movie. Go on.
Okay, I would not change Godzilla's screen time at all, but this movie could have used more development with the human storylines, so those parts could have been a little less cliched and more interesting. Then I'm sure it could have been better, but I shouldn't complain about that. I came for a monster movie, and I was satisfied. So
8 out of 10.
The guy's right.
Didn't say that, but I agree with him.
Because we don't even see anything for like first half of the movie.
Don't see anything. You see a little bit.
You see just tastes.
Just tastes, and then it kind of gives you bigger and bigger tastes until at the very end you finally get to eat your meal.
Then they're holding the plate in front of your nose, and you're about to grab your sandwich, and they pull it away a little bit, and they're like, "What? No,
not yet. Just you wait.
You can smell it again if you want.
You can have a little bit of a scent of these macho nachos, but you can't have any until the very end of the film."
So, what say you, Kendall? Got anything to add?
On the second viewing, I did want more fights. I would have been happy even if it was just a very short clip, just a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Like you said, I don't like the idea of leaving something before it gets stale. I feel I like being satisfied. I don't like being left. I mean, I would rather be left wanting more than having too much of it and just being sick of it. Mm-hmm. But I guess I'm just tired of not being satisfied by a lot of movies. I don't want to say I was satisfied, buy it for the little appearance,
Right.
but I mean, I'm still considering going back to watch it a third time just to see the fight scenes again.
Yeah.
Wow. You like to spend money. I'm waiting until that comes out on Blu-ray before I watch it again.
I don't even know if I could watch it on DVD.
What do you mean he likes to spend money? I paid for his ticket last night.
Oh, okay. So we've been avoiding a very important detail of this movie, so let's just throw it out in the open. Let's talk about Godzilla himself, his design, all that. What'd you guys think? What'd you think of that Godzilla?
He was handsome.
I think
he was a
beautiful.
Handsome, dapper motherfucker.
He was a guy who didn't skip leg day.
I'd kiss him on the head, just right on the forehead.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I was about to say, I really liked this design a lot. I like the bulkier, kind of primal Godzilla more than I like kind of the streamlined, slick Godzilla, kind of like in Final Wars.
Everybody keeps saying his hips. Everybody keeps saying his hips are too big. Totally looks fine.
Have you seen how big he is? Have you seen how big he is? He needs huge legs to carry himself.
Yeah, I know. He needs them. And
he doesn't skip leg day.
His posture made it look, fine.
Yeah. He kind of had this, like, bodybuilder, like, strut to him when he's walking around. Or just, like, his body presentation when he's just standing there. He's got, like, his shoulders drawn forward and his arms are kind of hung around his waist.
Yeah.
He just...
Truman's giving all the visuals right now that you can't see.
I also notice he's got a lot of sass and expression in his face, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
The first time he's going to fight the Mutos in front of that airport, he comes out of the water like, you motherfuckers.
He's like... I didn't really notice his expression until Truman pointed it out, because I was just like looking at him as a whole. He said he's got sass, and I just noticed that he was just like scowling.
Yeah, he's scowling. His nose is a little crinkled up a little bit.
Yeah, he's just like, oh my god,
come on, guys.
He sort of does that too when what is it? Whenever the wife, the forgettable wife is running towards
Elle?
The forgettable wife. Yeah, I didn't know her name.
Her name is Elle.
Her name was just
You mean
Elle?
Scarlet Witch?
Whenever she was running towards the Muto, or no, she was running away from the Muto, and they're running down the street, and Godzilla lifts up, and he has that weird little glare on him, and just kind of snorts, just kind of.
Yeah.
You could tell there was definitely a little bit of.
Yeah, like he was pissed off.
Yeah.
I really love his expression in this film. Go on. Were you saying something, Hayden?
No, I was just kind of laughing.
Oh, okay.
I guess, but I would agree that kind of like sassiness to him. I actually really loved this Godzilla's face in particular. Yeah. The kind of snubby kind of nose. It gave him like a lot of more expression. I think.
Yeah, that was something I wanted to bring up because Phil, you had said that the fighting style was supposed to be sort of a cross of elements between bears and Komodo dragons, right?
They what Gareth Edwards said when he was trying to get Godzilla's fighting style down. He said rather than like sumo wrestling or whatever like the previous ones did, he studied the movements of Komodo dragons and grizzly bears when they fought, and that's what he put into his idea of how Godzilla should fight. So yes, yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, but going back to the face thing that he was just about to mention, looking at all these pictures, I've been looking at pictures of Komodo dragons, the way the jaws look, the way the skin folds. Oh, first off, just the head structure itself. I just realized it looks a bit like a Komodo dragon, except for like with a taller forehead. And watching seeing the ones where their mouths are all the way open and flaps reminds me of when he's like in Chinatown or whatever, and he where he leans forward and does the door, and you get the look in his mouth. His mouth looks exactly like Komodo dragons do whenever they're open.
Huh.
I got pictures
of Komodo dragons open right now.
They're really goofy looking.
They are pretty goofy looking, but that one, I can see what he's talking about.
And I'm gonna add this too.
Komodo dragon right here. Look at that, Truman. Yeah. Pissed off Komodo dragon. What was that, Hayden?
I'm gonna add too that his face, like just how it looks with the snout and all that, is very bear-like as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And everybody keeps calling him Bearzilla, thinking he's too fat and stuff. No, bears are freaking buff and big. But, I mean, they could kick your ass.
They're like 500 pounds of muscle and cute.
Yeah. And they are
bears are the best.
And that's kind of
bears are the best mammal. And Komodo dragons are the best reptiles, so they just put the best things together.
I disagree. Chameleons can change their color. I think that warrants
but
being
they're
higher
not
on the list.
But they're not.
Did you guys notice Godzilla's gills?
They don't have the word dragon. Yes, I noticed his gills.
Godzilla's gills were freaking. That's a nice touch.
You pointed that up enough.
Yeah. I thought like those gills. Oh, they gotta be gills. But I didn't. After being shushed by the guy in front of us, I wasn't gonna ask any more questions.
You sure that wasn't a backhand motion that he gave?
Nah, he did the what thing. One of those to us. Yeah. Because 1 minute into the movie, we were still discussing stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm trying to watch this movie.
This silent film of helicopters flying around Hawaii, just like
there's yet to be any dialogue, and I can't hear what people are saying.
I can't hear what the music is saying. But
was he a big old boy?
Nah.
Truman could just step on him.
No, because I'm a coward.
Right. Oh, by the way, when you said that he was cute, and I was kind of saying that Godzilla was handsome, or you said that grizzly bears are cute and they're big and buff and rough and tough and stuff. I think the mixture of the buffness, just the fact that he could like kill you in an instant, and the cuteness of the bear qualities did warrant the handsome look that I described earlier. I just think he just looks handsome. It's awesome. Like the other ones are fucking ugly or gross or like they look cool sometimes, but not necessarily like I don't know. They didn't have the roundness to them that warranted.
I just like the general posture and emotion of Godzilla was like, I am sick of dealing with this stuff.
Yeah.
Let's just get this over with.
Right.
And that's awesome.
Yeah, and then after he's done, just goes right back into the ocean, just like.
Well, he took a nap first, and then
he took a nap.
Like, Godzilla's dead. It's like, no, he just fought monsters all night. He's taking a rest.
Yeah, so hold your horses. So yeah, I thought that was pretty nice. Pretty nice ending.
Okay. So before we give a rating, I know Phil has done that. Is there anything else you guys want to mention? Any cool little things piqued your eyes, piqued your interest?
Both times I never noticed that the tank said Mothra.
It's also written on the chalkboard in one of the classrooms.
Is it?
Dubs, yeah.
Okay.
I think giant monsters are still a thing in this canon. Like it's a popular whatever.
Like movie.
Right, movie monsters, but Godzilla himself was not.
Yeah, there are monster movies in the Godzilla universe.
Yeah, okay. I find it unlikely that Mothra will be.
I think the cocoon in the terrarium in the irradiated quarantine area, that could possibly be Mothra in later future, but yeah.
It was an irradiated area.
Well, now the thing's gone.
No, that's why they took off the mask and stuff. He's like,
I know.
Completely. Yeah. Go on, Hayden.
Well, but because the Muto left, maybe that the reactor is out now, and maybe it can still have latent energy, and that might irradiate it and cause irradiation to spill out. Probably not, but
I'm just saying it might. A good writing team can turn that into Mothra is there, and Mothra's coming.
Snippy snap.
Oh yeah, Mothra's coming.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah. Mothra man.
Couple Mothra in the big time.
Snap into
we gotta push Mothra for SummerSlam.
What the fuck?
Okay. I did
Look
notice.
At that Lagomorph.
You did notice what?
I noticed another thing that Phil didn't notice it. It was more of a presentation thing, not like a plot or anything. When the big fight's about to go down, Godzilla is walking out of the fog, and the soundtrack falls silent. And the music choice there was weird to me. It's just like chords on piano, pause, chord on piano, wind chime, chord on piano. And I was like, this is kind of... It's like God is walking out of the fog, and it's kind of anticlimactic, but maybe not. I don't know if it's supposed to be serene or not, but Phil
wouldn't you think it is eerie? Could it have been interpreted like an eerie one?
It was...
I didn't notice, guys.
It wasn't like an eerie sound. It was just like...
Well, it could be sort of the calm of the storm.
That's probably what their thought was, but I was just like, oh, piano. Oh, they played a second chord.
No, in wind chimes.
Oh, hey, wind chimes. And third piano chord. Okay, there's the rest of the music.
Okay.
Well, they probably wanted to keep the tone fluctuating and not just on one steady. You
Dun,
know.
dun, 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 dun.
Thunderstruck.
I think that was a good idea for them to do.
Yeah.
Because if they did that and it builds tension when the music is gone, at least it's lowered, because he has this big fight and you just hear like you guys were doing a minute ago, and then it just goes boom, it goes down.
You mean
and
cliche action music?
Yeah, like
pretty much.
Like what was it?
Amazing Spider-Man, Old Spider-Man, Batman, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. All their action scenes are what we just did.
Yeah, pretty much. But it builds tension. It builds tension because it goes down, and you're like, oh, is it over? Is there more? Is something else gonna happen? And then it just goes right back up again, and it's like, more fighting.
Inception tuba again. But what did you guys think about Godzilla's breath? Now, when that blue glow just happened, and I completely forgot that Godzilla had breath that he could use because he was beating the shit out of them with his hands the whole time. And then there's that blue flash or whatever, and I was like, holy shit, it's happening right now. And
I'm charging my lasers.
They show him charging his lasers with his spine starting to light up blue or whatever. I thought it looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't like a overpowered blast like Final Wars or anything, or the 90s Godzilla, but I think it was fine.
Yeah.
They didn't overpower it, and also he didn't use it too much, so it actually seemed like something that he could...
Yeah, it wasn't no Pacific Rim sword situation.
Right.
Yeah.
It was an actual strategic thing that Godzilla used a couple times.
Yeah.
The consistency of it was very nice. It looked to me like blue dust. Like, it didn't have a fiery look. Because, the second time that he shoots it, and then when it kind of dissipates, it looks as if you threw like a bunch of blue talcum powder up in the air and just kind of evaporates. I thought that was a very unique thing that was really well done.
Yeah.
Like pure radiation.
It did not look just like a flamethrower.
No. But there was some flame aspect
to it.
There were
flame aspect. Yeah. It looked like it looked like star stuff. As Carl Sagan would put it.
Mm-hmm.
We're all just made out of Godzilla. Kaiju. Just billions and billions of Godzilla.
Billions and billions
of years, eons and eons. Mm-hmm. But I thought it looked very nice as well. It looked pretty.
It looked very great. I would say that the scene where he charges up and you just see the tail just come up and light is the second best. It is the second best scene in the film. The first best scene.
He goes in like Super Saiyan pose, and you see his chest just filled with air. Oh man, that was really cool.
Boom! And I was because we got shut up by that stupid ass
truck or ball cap wearing, beard having shusher.
Yeah, that guy with the glasses.
We couldn't. Well, we were all wearing glasses.
Yeah, I know. He was wearing 3
We
couldn't KABOOM and KABOOSH while we were watching this movie.
We were trying to do, but there wasn't as much people as when you guys and me were watching it.
Wait, what was the problem?
Hayden and Kendall, you two, when we watched it, we were in a theater filled with people just applauding and cheering.
And they were hype. There was hype.
Yeah, because they were there on the premiere showing, and that movie theater was filled. But when we went on. It was like
Tuesday night at 10:30.
Right.
So there was like sparse. 4 dozen people in a theater that sits more than 4 dozen people.
Yeah, probably
a lot more than 4 dozen people. So.
But and they were all kind of scattered around, and I heard some people trying to start to applaud, but nobody else kind of continued it because we were all scared of that one fucking kid.
Yeah, I didn't want a scene to happen or anything.
Shut up, guys! I'm trying to listen to the music.
I'm with my girlfriend. I gotta impress her with this movie.
What? I'm gonna backhand you, fool.
I don't see why you don't just stomp him, Sherman. You are fucking Godzilla. Why don't you just 1 foot to the chest? There you go.
What's the worst Godzilla villain? Because I'm that one.
Hedorah.
Baragon?
Baragon. I think that would be a good choice for you.
I'm King Caesar. That's me.
King Caesar. King Caesar's actually pretty badass.
You're a weird ass giant gremlin.
He looks really stupid.
But Baragon's equally stupid, but he doesn't take on anybody.
All I know is
King
Gamera.
Caesar pretty much takes on Mechagodzilla for Godzilla. And that's his role.
King Caesar is a lazy kaiju, and he only does anything whenever that one girl sings him for an hour and a half.
For an hour and a half. But why is it there's so many Godzilla monsters? You gotta sing to them in order for them to start, being a thing. There's King Caesar being sung to by that lady, Mothra by the Mothra fairies, Jet Jaguar, and Gamera.
He eats his sushi from a
Guys,
pail.
let me tell you something real quick. Gamera is friend of children. So you just remember that.
Okay. He saw a scene of Gamera.
I have watched Gamera, the old one.
Okay, he didn't know that Gamera was the friend of children. That was his title.
It's the friend of children.
So when he saw it, he
there was like a 5-minute song of Gamera, and there's kids running around laughing.
Which one did you watch?
I don't even remember. My dad bought a box set.
Okay.
There's Gamera, and then dum bum 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 bum.
Yeah. And did you see the one where he flies to like this pole, and then he just does these flips over it?
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, without going too much into Gamera, let's stay on topic here about Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
I liked his Komodo dragon, his grizzly, and crocodilian features a lot. He didn't remind me too much of a dinosaur like the old one did.
I have a question.
The old one being the previous American one. What was that?
I have a question for everyone. We did this question before we watched the movie. I'm going to change it a little bit. Now that we've seen what they've done with Godzilla and the Mutos or whatever, if they're making another Godzilla movie, which monster do you want them to put in it?
King Ghidorah. I think they should just go for it.
I would say Ghidorah. I'd say Ghidorah as well. Or I would say Ghidorah.
Don't you say Jet Jaguar.
Jet Jaguar?
No.
We don't need mechas yet. Not yet.
No.
Maybe in the future, but not right now. Godzilla needs to just stay with the mutated what?
Phil, stay on that Jet Jaguar for a minute. I'm going to put a pin in that and we'll come back to it.
Okay.
But I think because we always need to come back to Jet Jaguar.
Oh, he's the best.
I think that if we should have either Ghidorah or maybe Gigan for the next one.
I agree.
Those are my choices. I think Ghidorah would be way better. But Gigan would probably be another choice.
It would be a good choice, but the reason why it wouldn't work immediately. The reason why it wouldn't work immediately is because since he's a cyborg, you got to have some sort of exposition on how he got his mechanical bits along with everything else. Now, if they had like an organic Gigan kind of thing where he has claws but no buzzsaw chest and whatever, take away all his fancy gadgets.
Maybe he just has spikes and he grinds himself.
Right? Yeah, that would be all right, and then they could come back and do something with that later for a cyborg or whatever. But I think instead of setting themselves up for sequels, they should focus on the ones that they have now, and I think King Ghidorah would be the best. Whatever. Say there's, a group of monsters that they have. They try to contain them on one island. It's Destroy All Monsters remake, and King Ghidorah comes from space. We don't need no alien exposition shit. Just another monster, feeds off radiation. It's also he's fanciful in the ways of anti-gravity. I don't fucking know how. Doesn't matter.
We'll just say King Ghidorah is just hurtling through space, and we're the only planet relatively close to him that has radiation. So if he comes in for a pit stop,
couldn't get them from the sun. You gotta have some. Gotta get.
Well, maybe I think they could do it this way: is that because of maybe explain some science thing where because the Earth has an atmosphere, it is bringing in radiation from the sun and makes it optimal for something like Ghidorah to absorb.
Yeah, there you go. Works. Or you don't need any more explanation other than that, Truman. Don't try to explain.
Godzilla's having a birthday party and he's inviting all his friends, and Jet Jaguar is going to do the robot.
Shut the fuck up. You don't need that.
He doesn't even have to try to do the robot because he is the robot.
So he just stands there in the corner of the room.
I would clap for hours on end.
Jet Jaguar.
If they invited King Caesar and Gamera just save children. That's the whole movie. Yeah. Just a 3-man team of King Caesar, Gamera, and Jet Jaguar just running around.
You're describing the perfect movie, Phil. Yeah. I'm sad it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
The 3 Kaijuses?
Yeah.
The 3.
It'll be like the 3 Stooges.
The 3 Muska Kaiju. I don't fucking.
Fuck. The 3 Mechaneers.
The 3 Monster Tears.
Good job.
The Monstars.
5 stars.
The Monstars.
The Monstars. Yeah, Space Jam, that crap.
Yeah. And then we'll bring Michael Jordan in and be like,
Michael Jordan, Bugs Bunny.
You deal with this.
This is your problem now, Michael Jordan. You've got to beat them in a game of basketball, but in order to do it, you got to get into this mechanized suit that will transform your height. And then you're Jet Jaguar. Man, you've been talking about all these monsters. Like, anybody who listens to these episodes is going to know what they are.
Look them up. It's good stuff.
Just look up all the shit that we're saying. What were you saying?
I was going to say, on that Jet Jaguar thing. No, you get it. This is where the crossover Pacific Rim happens. This is leading to my point about Jet Jaguar. What if in the Pacific Rim crossover they make Jet Jaguar a Jaeger?
You have read our mind. We just had this conversation.
We've been talking about this. Now, I'm not ready for Godzilla, this series that they have been, building up, to just go to Pacific Rim immediately. That's why I'm saying not now. But later,
I know, but still,
later after they establish this trilogy and Legendary still has the rights to Godzilla, you can play around with them extra. But for this universe that he is building right now, I'd rather it stick to
That was what I was trying to ask you earlier. Was if in the future, like you said, to just play around with it, mess around with it.
Yeah.
How would you feel about them going back to like the campy Godzilla movies?
That'd be fine with
all the ridiculous. But same graphics, same all that.
Yeah, if it's cool to watch, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, because Phil's Truman's little idea of Godzilla birthday party, Jet Jaguar doing the being the robot.
I want another.
Just not right now. Just not right now. Don't ruin the chances of this franchise being what it can be. And then we can get to all that good stuff that you've been mentioning, because I am cool with there being campy Godzillas. Just let's build this series first.
Yeah,
so
build
we
it
can
a new fan base.
Right.
We'll be okay with that.
So then those people can appreciate the campy stuff.
Here,
I'm
gonna go back to what I was about to say about with Jet Jaguar and the being a Jaeger. Yeah. And going back to the Space Jam thing for a second.
Okay.
Here's what you do in that situation. You make it so he has to fight the Monstars. Mm-hmm. They're in Jet Jaguar, and it's Michael Jordan, but it's not Bugs Bunny who's his partner. It's Charles Barkley.
Oh shit.
and then he's like, yo, Jordan, let's go. And then they put Jet Jaguar in a big jersey, and then you just hear, come on and slam, and welcome to
Hey, you, what you gonna do? Hey, you, what you gonna party people at the house? Let's go.
Jet Jaguar has that grill mouth. It's actually a big speaker, and you just hear over the distance. Hey, you, what you gonna do?
Come on, welcome to the day.
No, like it's just like the Monstars, like all just playing basketball, like in like New York or somewhere, and then just in the distance you just hear, everybody get up, it's time to slam now.
Everybody gets on their feet and starts applauding, no matter where they are in buildings that are crashing down. They don't care. Everybody's throwing their hands up in the air because that's what the song says.
Okay, it's good. I'm gonna pull this back. Let's get near wrapping this up. Phil, you said a lot of people who watch this, they probably don't watch Godzilla movies. Give me 3 Godzilla movies that somebody should go look up and watch.
Okay, if you want Pacific Rim-esque stuff, and you've seen the original or the previous American Godzilla, look up Godzilla Final Wars, because that one's awesome. That's Godzilla. It's a remake of Destroy All Monsters, but it's like that's the one that I think Ryan was looking forward to because he wanted to see like flashy KABOOM stuff in Pacific Rim remake. Or Pacific Rim type thing. In Final Wars, Godzilla just goes from monster to monster, exploding them with this beam, because he said that he didn't use his beam enough, didn't he?
Yeah.
Whatever. There's plenty of Godzilla movies for that. They're just trying to reestablish his origin story, which they hadn't done for a long time. So if you're looking for that kind of thing, look up Godzilla Final Wars. If you of course I'm going to suggest the original black and white version, but I get the feeling that a lot of people are going to be like, ew, black and white, gross. If you have the patience, watch that in subtitles in black and white, but I mean, I'll just discard that one since
that's a given.
Yeah. Now, if you want to know, like, you want something that pulls on your heartstrings, look up Godzilla vs. Destroya, which Destroya is like he's like the last monster Godzilla fought at the end of the 90s series when his son dies or something and Godzilla sacrifices himself, and you kind of get the emotion of the monster or whatever, and you see his human aspects that I thought was really cool that the Mutos shared with each other in this new movie.
I'm going to read your mind on the third one.
What's the third one?
1998 Godzilla starring Matthew Broderick.
You read my mind perfectly. Just kidding.
Yeah, don't just pretend that doesn't exist.
Pretend that doesn't. Godzilla 2000.
Take that, you dinosaur.
I'd say Godzilla 2000 would be the other one because that one's kind of origin-ish. I mean, it does a good job introducing Godzilla because Godzilla vs. Destroya was before the American movie that everybody hates, and Godzilla 2000 was when they reclaimed it after that. So those two movies are really fucking good, and then Godzilla Final Wars was before this American Godzilla movie came out. So check out those three: Godzilla vs. Destroya, Godzilla 2000, and Godzilla Final Wars. If you want to know what the best versions of Godzilla are, I think those three will probably have a little bit of something that you'd like. That's
all right. Last thing before we wrap up, let's give an official rating. Let's all go around. We'll do out of 10 stars.
Okay.
Kendall?
Aren't we all going to recommend movies? Oh.
I think 8.
Oh, if there's a movie you want to recommend real quick, Hayden, if you got one, Guessman
I'd
special.
say, okay, I'd say Godzilla against Mechagodzilla just because the premise is so weird.
It is weird.
The one where
His
the one
bones
with Kiryu.
have souls.
Kiryu. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one.
What's that one? Which one's the one where Godzilla's the spirit of the Japanese people who died?
That is Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah. Giant monsters all out attack. That is the whole title of the movie.
Those two are my recommendations because
they're
just so absurd that they're lovely.
It's all right. I rewatched it recently. It's not as good as I remembered. I thought it was one of the best of all time, but then I rewatched it and was like, never mind. It was good.
So I'd say go watch Phil's recommendations first, then go to these campy kind of weird ones I'm suggesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Godzilla 2000 would be my number one pick to tell people, hey, go watch this, because I loved Godzilla 2000.
I think I saw that twice, but I have it with us right now, so we'll watch it sometime this week probably.
Okay. Kendall, do you have a movie suggestion?
Does that have to be Godzilla?
Nah. Just give me a movie.
Just say a movie.
Food Fight.
Okay. Food Fight.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's good.
Food Fight.
Look it up.
Look it up, guys. It
All-star
stars
cast.
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen, Hilary Duff.
Hilary Duff. Brian
Charlie
Cranston.
Spleen.
Matthew Broderick.
Not Brian.
Marlon
Not
Brando.
Brian.
Marlon Brando. The Pillsbury Doughboy.
All of Texas.
Neutron.
The whole state of Texas.
The whole state of Texas.
Mr. Clean, JonTron, they're all in it.
Yeah.
And
a good movie.
Nostalgia Critic. All of them.
All right. So now, ratings out of 10. Kendall, what's your rating?
8.
8. That's mine as well.
Hayden?
I would give this movie a 9.
A 9?
Because I really like it. I would give it a 9. The only thing keeping it back from a 10 is the underutilization of Bryan Cranston's character and the Japanese guy. Oh, I can't remember his name.
Serizawa.
The guy.
Serizawa.
But I'm trying to remember the guy's name. So the guy who plays Serizawa.
Ken Watanabe. Yeah,
Watanabe. Ken Watanabe and Bryan Cranston's characters, if they had made them more center stage, I think it would have made this movie all at 10.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too.
But I would give it a 9 because I loved a lot of what happened. I can look over the military stuff, like being a bit on the nose.
The focus on the military and the fact that the main characters that they decided to focus on didn't have that much not that much stuff going on with them other than the fact that their family is separated. But I mean, Bryan Cranston had like ambition. He had whatever, but they just kind of did away with him. So it was just kind of okay. Who am I gonna focus on now? But because of those, I'd knock it down to an 8. But anyway, go on.
I'll say that Ford. I think that Ford he was a good character to be the focus of this one because he's a guy who's just a guy.
Yeah.
But he's front and center seeing these things.
He's just a guy who also happens to be a really good bomb tech and also gives his life for his country on multiple occasions. He's like, I'm a soldier. I'm here to help. I'll jump out of a parachute. I know I won't come back. But I mean,
well, he's an American.
I'll be home, honey. I swear. Oh, by the way, all those moments where him and her are making out, Elizabeth Olsen and Aaron Taylor Johnson, they're going to be playing.
Get ready for Avengers.
They're going to be playing Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in Avengers 2, which means they'll be brother and sister in that movie. And every time they just made out, I was just like, you guys are related, right? I'm just saying because it's kind of wrong and stuff. Go on. What's your rating of this, Truman?
Okay, so I always have this feeling when I walk out of the theater, I'm going to shoot my rating too high. But so two things. You guys probably not gonna like me for this. I enjoyed watching Pacific Rim in theaters more than Godzilla. I think I'm enjoying more of that style of big monster fight. Not saying Godzilla's not a good movie. It's a good movie.
I can understand that.
I just prefer the Pacific Rim, less suspense, more giant robots punching shit. I enjoyed Godzilla. I also have to deduct a point because Jet Jaguar is not in it.
Fuck you, Truman.
I'm giving Godzilla 2014 a 7 out of 10.
I'm gonna change my rating to an 8 now because he brought up the point that Jet Jaguar's not in this movie. No,
I'm
kidding. It's still 9. It's still 9.
Okay, so we're at a 32 out of 40. So 40 stars. Got 32 stars. That's pretty good.
You could have just done the mean of that, and it would have been
an 8. 32 stars.
It's an 8. It's
8 plus 9 plus 7. 32 out of 40.
Divided by 4 is...
No, that's out of 40 stars. That's how we do things on the Chatmen.
It's all right. 8.
Well,
it's all day.
You heard it from here. Godzilla 2014 is 32 stars. Anything that says it's 4.5.
32 stars. 7 thumbs up.
7. Yep. Two from each of us, and 1 from Truman because his hand is busy on his phone adding up numbers.
8 plus 8 plus 9 plus 7. Kendall, Hayden, thank you guys for coming on the Chatmen once again.
Right.
It's good to talk to you guys every so often. We'll get you back on in the future.
Yeah.
I want to let everybody know that we do have a Facebook page. You guys want to go over to Facebook, like us. The links are in the description. We're also on Twitter. We've been trying to...
Twitter? Nobody does Twitter.
I tweet.
Yeah, does that mean I can follow the official Chatmen
I'm on Twitter, but I do nothing.
Oh my gosh. What was that, Kendall?
I was saying, does that mean I can follow the official Chatmen Twitter and get the inside scoop?
Yes, you can. You can be our first...
I'm trying to be more active on our social media to let you guys know. I've been posting a couple pictures every so often.
Yeah.
Right. I want it to be more than just an outlet for you to have hyperlinks to YouTube.
Right.
So we're trying to get that a little bit back up there. If you guys, maybe you want to write us a review, you went and saw Godzilla, or maybe you watched Food Fight or something and you wanted to write us a review, you can write it in an email, send it to chatmenshow@gmail.com. That is a email address.
That is.
I was going to turn that into a joke that was better, but it didn't work out.
Good job. I give Truman's joke a 32 stars out of 42 stars.
So you can send us email. Check us on Chatmen at Facebook, Twitter. You might as well hit that subscribe button. We've been doing really well about getting episodes out on time.
Right there,
it's right there. But I guess we will talk to everybody again in 2 weeks.
I bought 3 Godzilla movies, and they're gonna be in the mail. Woo!
Yeah.
Oh man.
So
also, If you guys don't have me on the next show, which you probably won't, I'll send in my food fight review.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
You do that.
Did you actually review
It'll
it?
just. I've actually seen Food Fight. I've seen the whole movie.
Okay.
Well, that is.
I'm
you
looking forward.
have some time on your hands.
Okay.
Time is not. I wish I could.
Hey, out.
Hey Kendall. Hey Hayden. Thanks for being on the show. After we're done
thank you for having us.
Phil and I are going to wrap up Godzilla vs. Gigan, because that's what we've been watching.
Yeah, it's kind of shitty.
It's alright.
But, yeah, we
You hard bitch.
Yeah, you hard bitch. It's so bad. We were watching the dub version because we didn't want to watch the screen the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Cockroach aliens is awesome.
So, Kendall, I'm going to have Hayden do a sign-off, and then you can do a sign-off after Hayden. So, sign-off number 1. Hayden, go.
Thank you for listening to the Chatmen, and keep listening to these guys because I think they're all right.
Ah, thanks.
Thanks.
All right, Kendall, sign off number 2.
All right.
There you go.
Way to sum it up.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
I love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, fuck. Bye.
No homo. No homo.